Good morning, YouTube. How you guys doing today? Kevin here coming at you with another video. So we got the bikes. That's a Kawasaki VN800, and we got the Yamaha 400. I want to tinker with this one a little bit. I unloaded everything off the truck yesterday. We've been getting some crazy weather here. I'm sure you guys have too. It's been all over the place. But it has been crazy. What a heck of a way to spend your 4th of July with a bunch of bikes, you know. So we're going to see what we can do with this one here. And I did I brought the Vespa in, and I didn't even check it for compression. So let's go check that Vespa out. That thing's pretty cool. Alright, so I just took the Vespa and I stuffed it up into the shed. Haven't done anything with it. I did blow it off before I put it in there because there was a bunch of leaves in there. I think I still have remnants of the mouse nest that was underneath the seat. Yep, you can see what I did. I didn't blow that all off. But for the most part, I got a lot of it off. So I was checking it out. I was online and checking out some people who know more about Vespas than I do. This is a 2-stroke. It is not an automatic. I thought it was an automatic. This turns out it's a 5-speed. Pretty neat how they work. 4 or 5-speed. You have up in the top corner here. Yes, this one's a 4-speed. Okay. So what you do is you pull the clutch in, and then you rotate the whole assembly to shift gears. That's pretty cool. And we thought that the bike came with a spare tire, an extra tire. It turns out that that tire mounts right over the battery and just stays there. So when you take your cover off, if you get a flat tire with this Vespa, you can literally change your tire right on the side of the road. So this thing is pretty cool. And when I got the bike, it was missing the whole taillight assembly. And turns out that in the saddlebag, or is it this saddlebag or this one? Yeah, this one right here. It has the taillight assembly missing the lens, but that's okay. So it's got the taillight that mounts right there, and we're just missing the lens for the back of it. There's supposed to be a rubber bumper, so this thing cosmetically doesn't need a whole lot of stuff. The taillights to it are actually, you know, the directionals are mounted on each side cover, which happens to be all on there. So, checked it all out. What I checked, well, you guys saw it on video. I checked it out. You can see the oil. It's got 2-stroke oil. I think the fuel is bad that's in the tank. I don't know when the last thing this thing was started. Unleaded fuel only. Yeah, it's got some fuel in it. It doesn't smell half bad. I've smelled better. It's got like a, it looks like there's like a stabilizer in it or something, or a mix, because the fuel is a green color. So, but I haven't done anything with this thing yet. I did notice there's a separate ignition system switch here. I don't know much about it, you know, other than the whatchamacallit there. How it's the whole complete engine is intact. So I turned it over here to see if it was seized when it was on the truck. It wasn't, and but I couldn't really feel compression when I did that. So let's get you guys in the stand and we'll give this thing a quick kick. Also, too, the coil is down here, so we should probably check it for spark. I'm gonna well, first I'll kick it. What we'll do is we'll kick it, see if it's got compression by feel, not by compression gauge, and then we'll check it for spark and see if we get spark out of it, and then we'll do some diagnostic tests. Then we'll go over to the Yamaha if we have time and check that one out. So I know that this right here, I was watching Musty Ones. He had worked on a 65 Vespa, basically the same engine. His had points ignition. This one is a 2004 Vespa, according to the number right there on the tag. It's a 2004. So this right here should be CDI. And it is electric start too, by the way. It's got an electric start right up in here. So I thought that was pretty cool as well. So it's an electric start, 5-speed CDI Vespa. Pretty neat. So anyway, let's get you guys in the stand. Before I do, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so when I post a video, you guys get it. All right, let's get you guys in the stand and get crack-a-lacking. We're working outside the inside the shed right now, but I have you guys outside the shed, so I apologize for that. Just because there is no room with 2 bikes in there, I got to move this Vespa, but I legit haven't done anything. I just brought it in here, I stuffed it in the best I could, and then I've been throwing things on the floor in front of it because I got to make room. I wasn't expecting to get 4 motorcycles from this guy. All right, so let's get this thing kicked. I'm just kicking it over to see if it's got compression, if I can even get over to it. See if it's got compression, and then if it's got compression, we'll check the spark and see if we can fiddle with the ignition switch to get the what you call it there. See if we can get this thing to, if it's got spark, we can get some, clean that carburetor. We'll take the carburetor off and clean it all out. Oh, I feel like it's got good compression. Pretty happy with that. That's pretty sweet. Oh shit. Okay, all right, that wasn't expected. That thing just fired right up. It took my 4 or 5 clicks. I couldn't shut it off. I tried killing the kill switch. Whew, scared the hell out of me. Had excellent compression. We have spark. I gotta take a moment. All right, well, that just killed this YouTube video. Well, I was going to do a spark and compression diagnostics on it, but, well, we have more bikes. I did not expect that. There's like hardly any fuel in this tank, too. That thing ran beautifully. I kind of should have known that, and I'm going to show you guys why I should have known. Because he's given me some stuff. The guy who I got that Vespa from gave me a bunch of stuff. He gave me that home light, and I was able to start that yesterday. I started that yesterday. I ran the compressor to try out the compressor, and it built air. And that old steel cutoff saw, that actually runs too. I didn't have to do anything to all 3 of those, which was kind of weird. This bike I know doesn't run just by looking at it. Fuel tank disconnected. I had all I could do to kick the thing over. It doesn't have. It has excellent compression, but it hasn't ran in a long time. That I could tell. And this one here is missing the whole ignition switch. So we might have to hotwire this bike to even get this thing to run. But, yeah. So for this bike right here, what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get this thing to fire off. It is missing a side cover on this side. So the filter clamps are missing as well. And I can't believe that Vespa just fired up like that. Alright, I don't think alright, so what we should do first is check this thing for spark. See if we get spark. I know we got compression because I kicked it over. So, I could feel it. I could feel the compression. I'm not even going to put a gauge on because I know it's good. Alright, so on a couple of things on these particular bikes, is you have to have the battery connected. So, and the reason for this is the magneto only charges the battery. The ignition system on this particular bike is ran off of the battery. Now, with that said, okay, I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about this bike. So this bike right here is a Yamaha xs400. The engine ignition system is the same ignition system used on the Honda CB350 Twin and the CB360 Twin, the CB450T, and the CB500T. So those kind of bikes all use this type of ignition system. And what it is you have dual points up underneath here. And if you have like the single cylinder, it would have 1 point, like on the was it the CB175 or 185. Those bikes all have the same ignition system. So basically it's the same bike pretty much, but it's a 400. And being a Honda, Yamaha, this thing's probably a 360 rounded up to a 400. That's just how they did them. I don't know why, but that's how they do them. They Yamaha really rounds their stuff up. So anyway, I got the battery, jumper cables, a little bit of fuel, and somewhere around here, yep, I got it right here. I got some tools. I got my little handy dandy sprayer. We're gonna throw it in one of the carbs, and I got a spark plug for spark. So let's see if we have spark first before we take the points cover off and clean them, and then we'll go from there. So one of the first things we want to do is turn the key on. We have a neutral light right there, and an oil light, and all that type of jazz. We don't care about that. And let's see here. That was the horn beep. All right, so we have that. Now we're going to take this spark plug out right here. We're not going to take the plug out. We're just going to take the plug off. Slap another plug into it. I'm going to take the end off of it. Set that on top of the motor in a fashion that we can use it to check for El Spacco. Okay. Alright, I'll have to ground that in a second. Get you guys in a position. And then let's get that so it touches. Because if it doesn't touch, it ain't no good, right? And these plug wires are so stiff. You can't really hold it. I cheated. I grabbed the spark plug from the other side. Alright, now we'll take a look. I'm going to kick this thing over and see if we have spark. Oh, where are you? Right there. Pull you up. And I'll kick it over. Can't really tell. Hold on. This is harder than it looks, guys. I'm all over the place. Sorry about that. Oh, I just saw a spark. Man, the compression's so high on this bike. Yep, there we go. We got spark. Alright, good. Alright, so we have spark. Now, alright, so we do have spark on the bike, so we don't have to worry about doing that. Wow. Alright, so the bike has spark. That's pretty promising. That's pretty neat, actually. Alright, so we got spark. Now I'm going to put some fuel in that little can, and we'll spray it into the carburetors and see if we can get this thing to pop. Filling up the fuel line right now. That's what I'm doing right here. I'm just putting some fuel to the carbs. I'm going to try firing them off the carbs if I can. But I don't know how well that's going to work. So I'm going to dump a little bit on the intake side on the other carburetor. Alright, so I took the little bottle and I squirted it into the carburetor on the other side. So let's see if we get any action. Turn the key on. Ignition's on. Ho ho ho! We had a runner for a second there. That was its first start. Holy cow. We're 2 for 2. Oh, I wonder if it'll go and choke. Alright, well, I'm not going to keep hitting that too much, but even the electric start works. Wow, what the heck? That's awesome. Okay, alright, well that's alright. It does turn it over. And it did start. So we had a first start on this bike. The Yamaha XS. So what I did was on this side right here. I'll show you guys what I did. Okay, so what I did was I took this tube and I stuck it in here, right in the intake, and gave it a couple of squirts. These bottles right here, I got asked a couple of questions on these. Where did you get these bottles from? And these are for making tie-dye shirts. So if you guys make tie-dye shirts, like me and my family, we make them when we go out to like an amusement park like Santa's Village up in the Great White Mountains. So when we go up there, we wear the tie-dye shirts, we all match, and when we do our Christmas photo, we're all in Christmas colors. So I took a piece of fuel hose and just stuffed it through, like that, nothing crazy, lawn and garden fuel hose. And then that right there is what I used for firing these bikes off. It's a little handy little tip. And well, after you do the bottle, after you make your tie-dye, your tie-dye shirts, the bottles are free. And just save them. I got a whole bunch of them. So, worked out pretty well. Guys, I'm very impressed with this bike. I can't wait to do this. We're going to be doing, whatchamacallit there. We're going to pull the carburetors off this thing, get them in the ultrasonic clean. We're not going to do that today, of course, but we are going to do them. We still have to do the other bikes. I just wanted to hear this thing fire. It did. It actually ran pretty well. I'm quite impressed with this little bike. So this bike right here is going to get a little bit of loving. We're going to clean it up, polish it up, get those brakes fixed. We might do some more videos on this. I think I might just keep this for doing videos. I don't know. I got the bike for free and it doesn't owe me nothing. So either way, right? So that's what I got for you guys for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I still can't believe that Vespa. I'll tell you one thing about this. When we started it up, I got scared because I couldn't shut it off. This kill switch right here doesn't work. So I couldn't kill it. I had to find something to stuff in this right here to turn it. Luckily I had that little screwdriver sitting up top here. Because if I didn't, I would have been messed up. I actually used the screwdriver to see if I could unlock that right there the other day. And because it was already boogered up. I didn't ruin the lock. It was already pre-ruined. But man, I'll tell you, that was scary. I couldn't shut the thing off. So, but yeah, she runs. So that's a good thing. That's a positive note. And we got to take this thing off for a drive. So I don't know exactly what I'm doing with it yet, though. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, that's crazy. So we have, let's go back to what we're doing. And this is the snowblower attachment for that DR. And I got to get an engine for it and some parts. But that's going to be a nice snowblower for the winter. So back on this bike right here, we're going to be working on finishing this off tomorrow. We're going to be doing the electrical. We're going to check the headlight, test the headlight, find out what's going on with that, get that switch back together and the light, and then fire this bad boy up and find out what's going on if we nailed it. So and put all the covers back onto it because I want to get this out of here by the weekend, get this back to its owner, or at least he can come up and pick it up. Get that done, and then we got to do the carburetor on this one right here. That's all that's left. The transmission came in for it. We get that on. It's leaking a little bit. I already cleaned the carburetor once. I got to re-clean it because sometimes when you clean the carburetor, it's not 100%. This bike ain't leaving until it's 100%. So we gotta get on that. And then other than that, guys, after this bike is done, and the four-wheeler over there is done, then we're going to be crack-lacking on the KE102 build, which I cannot wait to get started on. And then, of course, my little customers, like the little lawnmower, I will do that one in between. So, but anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and I will talk to you guys later. I'm out.